Rachel Claire here. And today I just want to pop in for a few minutes and I want to talk to you if you are a spiritual woman who is wanting to grow your business online, scale your business online, package up your brilliance into high ticket offers, earn more income. Something I haven't talked a lot about is that I started as a blogger. So one day I got this idea that I would be a blogger and I just started a blog on like Blogspot. And then I eventually realized you should move it over to WordPress. And then I was giving psychic readings and I was going to psychic school. And I thought, I wonder if I could become a reader, if anyone would pay me. So then I started doing readings in person over my kitchen table, one-on-one. And then I started growing my business. And originally, I thought that I would grow my business in person in Boulder, that I would have people come to my house. And that's what I did for a really long time before my daughter was born, because you definitely don't want to have people coming to your house when you have a toddler, because it's crazy. So before my daughter was born, people would come to my house, they would have readings in my home office here in Boulder, and that was that. But what I didn't know when I was a public school teacher, an elementary school teacher, I didn't know. Hi, Sarah, welcome. I didn't know that there was this huge internet thing going on and all of these really popular and kind of famous people online, and that there was this whole thing to building a business online. So I actually turned that blog into my website for selling my clairvoyant healing services. And then as I went further and further down the rabbit hole, I started to learn, about e-courses and courses and all this stuff that you can do online, right? But what I want you to hear today, and the reason why I'm telling you the story, is because after my daughter was born, I'm going to turn on my little heater here. It's cold. After my daughter was born, hello, Heather, welcome. I needed to figure out a way to not be chained to my desk, because here's the thing that happens is even if you start to get a lot of clients one-on-one, then you run into a problem. And that problem is that now you are chained to your desk. And what may have started out as freedom and a new opportunity and a way to get out of your job has turned into just another job that you're chained to, right? Because if I was booked up with calls, how could I nurse my daughter, be with her? So I needed to solve that problem. I needed to figure out how I could scale my business, how I could grow it so that I could still live my soul gifts, give readings, share with clients what I had to offer, but also be able to make more income and not work as much. So something I don't talk about as often is that my business as a clairvoyant healer is about mostly being a spiritual biz consultant. And it's mostly about high ticket sales, because that's what I discovered. And it's not something I've really talked about a lot. So I want to share it here with you, because if you are a mom, if you're still working a job, if you really want to grow your business online, but you're stuck and you don't know how and you have limited hours, if your business isn't taking off, it's probably because you have the wrong business model. If you start to sell high ticket, and what do I mean by high ticket? I mean high ticket is when you are charging at least $2,000 or more for a package. So if you're watching and you've ever done that, let me know, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't and you'd like to know how to do high ticket, also let me know that. Because I see so many spiritual entrepreneurs struggling online because they're still trying to either do their sessions one-on-one in person, or they're trying to do them one-on-one over the phone. Instead of taking your brilliance, packaging it up into something that uses all of your abilities, right? So it's a deeper package where you can work with people for a little bit of a longer period of time, because that's going to get them better results. And you're going to feel more fulfilled, because the truth is when I was giving just one-on-one readings and that's all my business model was, it was great because I'd have these wonderful readings and I still love giving readings, but then those clients would leave and go, and it's like I wanted to support them more deeply over time in all the things that came up in our reading. It's like that proverb, that Chinese proverb, if you teach a man to fish, then he can fish for his whole life, right? But if you give a man a fish, then he can only eat for a day. So that is why I started And that is how I came into high ticket sales. I took every credit card I had, I maxed them all out, I used all my savings, I invested thousands and thousands of dollars to find out what the best online coaches were doing, who had successful businesses that were able to sustain themselves and that could go over time. And what I discovered was that they were using high ticket sales and that they were setting up their businesses so that they were selling packages that were 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So when I first started, it was just $100 a pop, right? But then after I invested all this money and I found out what they were doing, and I found out about funnels, and I found out about driving traffic, because this is another thing that so many people make a mistake with, right? We think that if we're a spiritual business owner, we'll just put our business online and we'll drive, traffic will just come, right? Because our angels will bring it. But we need to drive traffic. And then we need to be able to offer people a way to work with us that is high ticket, that is going to give us more income up front, and that is going to allow us to work with people over time. So I don't talk about this a ton, and I want to share more because I'm really honing in on that this is how I'm able to stay home with my daughter, work from home, keep my business going. Because if you're making $5,000 off of one client, then what would that mean for you? Would that make a difference for you, right? Would that help you? What's that like for you? If you're working a job, you're probably not bringing in that amount, or maybe you are, but you have to go and show up for 40 hours a week, right? And I think a lie that we've been taught is that we always have to like launch ourselves, or that we have to be totally polished and perfect and have this huge following and have an amazing logo and website and all these things. But the truth is, what I've found in my business and the way that I've been able to only work 10 to 15 hours a week, sometimes not even, stay home with my daughter, is high ticket sales. And there are so many spiritual entrepreneurs out there that I'm seeing that aren't doing high ticket sales. And so I wanted to share with you my story today about how I came into that, which was when Sophia was born, and I knew I couldn't be chained to my desk and I couldn't do one-on-one every day, all day. I was a nursing mom and I needed a way to work less and earn more. So I wonder if you have tried launching, and how did that go? Have you tried just like doing one-on-one? How is that going? And if you're wanting more in your business, if you're ready to really scale it, have you packaged your services up, your brilliance up into a high ticket offer that is $2,000 or more? And if you want to know more about it, then I would love to talk to you about it. I do offer free strategy sessions where you can sign up and we can connect on the phone and we can talk about your business and how that might be possible for you. Because I want to share more about this, because I really do believe that high ticket sales is the way to have a business online that's successful, especially if you're just starting out, if you're trying to gain traction, if this is your only biz and you really want to make it work, or if you're still working a job. A lot of my clients still have a job. They're working their 9 to 5. They're desperately wanting to leave and find a way out. And so that's how I really believe that we can make it happen, is really honoring the value of what we provide people. And the reason we price at that point is because the more that someone invests, the more they're going to show up, the more they're going to generate value for themselves, right? If you buy a $29 e-course, like, I don't know if you're like me, but I forget about it. Like, I don't even know it's there. But if I pay $5,000 to be in a program, my ass is going to show up to that program or that coaching every time. I'm going to be going through every single thing in every module. I'm going to make sure I get my money's worth, right? I'm going to generate value for myself because I invested so much. And the mistake that I think a lot of healers make is that they charge based on their hourly rate. They charge based on what they see other people doing, what the market looks like it can bear. But I'm here to tell you that the market can bear a heck of a lot more, right? My premium package goes for $5,000. I started selling one-on-one over my kitchen table at $100, and I was so stoked when someone paid me that. I remember just being like, I can't believe they paid me $100. And now I charge $5,000 for a package, because I charge for the outcomes that people can get from working with me, not based on the hours, but the outcomes. And if we remove karmic debt and clear and balance your chakras, and you realize these old wounds and pains that are in your subconscious that are holding you back, and your aura expands and your chakras are healthier and your body is fit and healthier, and you're standing in your gifts and you're sharing your wisdom with the world and you're putting yourself out there and you're turning around and helping people and being a light worker and being a healer, what is the value of that, right? So I have a huge mission to really support the light workers who are here on planet Earth right now to live their gifts in a job that isn't a job, that doesn't feel like work, right? Because as much as I loved elementary school teaching, it felt like work. Getting up every single day and going to work for 40, 50, 60 hours a week, packing up a suitcase of things to grade, papers when I came home, being exhausted, overworked, underpaid, conferences in the evening, parents, blah, 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 blah. It felt like a job. The work that I do now, I just get on Zoom or I get, Facebook Lives. I do my Facebook group. I work with my clients one-on-one. I support them in really embracing their gifts. It never feels like a job. And I really want the women healers, the mothers, the people who have the huge dream in their heart who want to share and give it to others. I want to support them to do that. And in my experience, the way that you do that is you really don't have to have fancy things. You don't have to have a fancy website. You don't have to be totally polished. You don't have to launch big programs. You can simply package up your services and charge for the outcome that you provide for people. And when you start to speak to people about that, it makes a really huge difference. So this isn't something I talk about a lot. I know, when I jump in here, a lot of times people want to do reading roundtables or they want to do stuff like that. And I love to support you and help you in that way. And I would be remiss if I wasn't pulling back the curtain a little bit and sharing with you how I actually make my business go. Because it's not just doing reading roundtables or doing readings even. It is packaging up my services into a high ticket offer and selling those that has me still be in business. So book a call with me if you want to talk more about this. You can visit theboulderpsychic.com/book. I would love to share with you what I know about what it takes to actually have a high ticket business, because it's exciting and it's fun. And if you're here watching and you have any questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat. I'll answer any questions that you have. We can talk about whatever you want. And when I'm done with the video, if you're not here live, I'll check back later and I'll get all up in there. So I'd love to hear if you have anything to say. I know I'm drinking out of my new mug today, by the way. Lady of the House. Did any of you watch that show? I forget what it's called. Downton Abbey. So good. If nobody's going to ask anything, I'm going to pop off. But if you have any questions, if there's anything you want to share, go ahead and pop it in. I really, really, really believe that living our divine life is about embracing our gifts and sharing those gifts with others and show up in the world. And my vision of the future is a world where nobody has to go to work. No mom has to leave her child at daycare all day because she has to go work a job that she doesn't love. No spiritual healer or medium or psychic or someone who has incredible gifts given to them by God has to go sit in a cubicle or go work some job that stinks when you have huge gifts you could share with others. So if you are one of those light workers I'm looking for, I hope that we can chat. All my love today, you guys. Bye-bye.